Hello and welcome to the first of our interviews with candidates for this year's primary elections. Over the course of the coming weeks, the Lincoln Journal will be inviting candidates on this year's ballot for interviews at our offices in Hamlin. The interviews will consist of a number of questions and, where there is more than one candidate in a particular race, each interviewee will be asked the same set of questions. The transcript of the interview will appear in the print edition of the Lincoln Journal, and afterward, video of the interviews will be posted at our website www.lincolnjournal.com. Our first two interviewees are the two candidates seeking to be the Democratic nominee for County Commissioner. There are no Commission candidates in the Republican primary. PhoebeHarless is a former Vice President of the Lincoln County Board of Education. She was elected to the board seat in May 2002 and served until earlier this year when she resigned as required to run for County Commission. In all, Phoebe served 8 years on the board. Born and raised in Alcoll, Lincoln County, she is married to Barry Harless and is the mother of 3 children, ages 15 and 7-year-old twins. Phoebe is the owner of a small business, 4B Services. She is a 1987 graduate of Duval High School and holds a Bachelor of Social Work degree from West Virginia State University. Phoebe has worked for the Department of Health and Human Services in foster care, Child Protective Services, and as a state adoption specialist. PhoebeHarless, welcome.
Thank you.
Our first question, both yourself and your opponent served for about 3.5 years on the county's Board of Education. What benefit would your experience as a board member be should you be elected to the County Commission?
I think it will be very beneficial. I served a little over 8 years on the school board. And as you mentioned earlier, the last 1.5 years I served as vice president for the board. During my tenure on the school board, I had the opportunity to meet lots of people throughout the county that I would not have had the chance to meet if I hadn't been on the board. There's a lot of great people in the school system. I think a lot of the times they're overlooked, and we do have great people out there. I've also worked with different groups and organizations throughout the county in different aspects through my tenure on the board. Also, I have had various trainings in regard to board practice and protocol, such as the Sunshine Law, Robert's Rules of Order, open meeting laws, etc. that I feel will be beneficial in the commission. Also, the school system is the largest employer in Lincoln County. We have a large budget that we've had to deal with over the course of 8 years. I remember when I first was appointed to the board, and my first meeting, Mrs. Gandy comes in with these stacks of papers, and I thought, oh my gosh, it was just overwhelming, the budget and the amount of invoices and things that go through there. But Bertie does a good job explaining it all, and it didn't take me long to feel like I had a handle on what was coming in and out over there, thanks to her. But anyway, does that...
Okay, that's fine. Our second question, I guess, concerns one of the more contentious issues that came before the Commission in recent months, and that concerned a $20,000 matching Commission funding amount for a bridge and walkway project in Hamlin. Do you feel at this stage that the project deserves the continued support of the Commission?
Can I go back and give a small bit of history on that? Just, I guess it was probably 2 or 3 years ago. Time flies by. It's hard to keep track. But Mr. McCann, the commission president, came before the school board. He was the first person I heard to mention this idea about the bridge. He brought that idea to the board meeting and felt like there was grant money out there available, and that the commission would be willing to chip in $20,000. At the time, he thought approximately $100,000 we could do it. And there was money, he anticipated $80,000 of grant money that we could access. And then the county commission was willing to put in the 20. So at that time, Mr. Ramey actually was the person who made the nomination to support this. And we all agreed that it was a good idea. Everybody voted unanimously in support of writing the letter of support that Mr. McCann needed from the board to move forward with the project. So I thought, never did I dream at that time that this would become so controversial. I to begin with, and my main concern was the safety of those children walking from the school to the Lions Club field. You know, that's all it boiled down to me, is where is the safest place for them to cross the river.
Okay.
And it's my understanding right now, the county commission has already pledged the $20,000 to the state. They have already committed that money, and it's gone as far as I know. Right now, it's my understanding that it's in the hands of the school board and the Department of Highways to work out the details of the connecting walkways and some things of that nature to get the project going. So as far as it relates to the commission, I really don't know that they have any continued interest in it, if they've already committed their money, and I think right now it's in the hands of the school board and the Department of Highways to finish it out.
Okay. Our third question.
Okay.
When you and your opponent were both Board of Education members, you both voiced concerns about the cost of the still to be completed sign at Lincoln County High School. How would you ensure that similar projects undertaken by the County Commission are cost effective and offer good value for the taxpayer?
I'm not surprised that you mentioned the sign.
Okay.
That sign has been a sore spot with me since its conception.
Okay.
I think, and I'm just going to say this honestly, that this was one example of how, I'll say, good old boy politics work in this county. I believe that when a project like this comes up, whether it's county, school board, whoever, that it should be bid fairly. And when I say fairly, the bid should be put out, advertised, where everybody is aware that it's going on. The bid shouldn't be a secret and just certain people know about it to bid on it. It should be put out for everybody to have the opportunity to bid on it. And it shouldn't be given to your friends and your family and stuff like that's happened in the past. I think if the bidding process is done correctly, that will help alleviate situations like this.
Okay.
In the future. I mean, every time I go by that sign, I get angry. When I look at it, I think we probably spent $20,000 to $25,000 more on that than what should have been spent. But
okay.